Morning. How are you? Good. Good to see you. Morning. How are you? Good. Thanks. Hello, Angie. What's up? I'm pretty good. How about you? Hi, guys. You don't need those inside, huh? You don't need them inside. Good. Morning. How are you? Sneaking in. Did you get signed in online? You did. Okay, cool. Hey, Mimi. What's up? Pretty good. How are you? Yeah? I don't know. I don't know. Nothing really. Yeah. It's all good. Ashley, you look cute. You look cute. I like this outfit. Super cute. I'm all right. Thanks. Taking it back. All right, we're all in. Welcome. How is everybody? Good. Thank you for being here. My name's Alina. I know most of you, but a couple new faces today. Nothing needed specific for class, but blocks are always handy. I always have them by my mat, even though I don't today, but I'm not really practicing with you guys. I'll be using my voice more. Um, so many of you are with me every week, and it's kind of been, I've been in this place of struggle. And I don't know if any of you can relate a little bit, but I feel like I've been like kind of climbing out. And I had such a realization yesterday, which is so simple, and we hear it all the time, of just like really just finding gratitude for what is. And sometimes that sounds really trite, and sometimes that sounds really just like, oh yeah, gratitude and yoga, sure. But like, how do we really embody that? And how do we really, it's as simple as finding like one single thought to focus on in the moment. So we're gonna experience that in our bodies. I'm gonna have you pause throughout class many times just to find like that simplicity of gratitude. And it's not just like, oh, be grateful. We can say that, right? But how do you do it? So that's what we're gonna do today in class. Lots of side bending, gentle heart opening. We'll be moving towards wild thing, but a little different style of wild thing. So that's what we have on deck. I want to start really like slow, melodic, close to the ground, just so we can really get in our bodies. So start in a seat, unless you would rather lie down on your back, that's perfectly fine too. And something that I know always helps me find the most gratitude is music. So, new playlist for you today. So, get yourself comfortable, whether it's seated or lying down. Get the wiggles out, get the movement out. And just take a big exhale and allow yourself to land. The option is to take one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And feel the rise of your breath, the inflation, the expansion. And a soft exhale out your mouth. And just start to literally feel your breath travel in and out of your body. The way that your body expands and contracts underneath your palms. And this is such a powerful place to begin. The simple awareness on our breath. The simple act of breathing, of noticing the breath, the awareness to it. And being grateful for the breath that we have. We are alive. We are alive, we are awake in this body. I'd like you to, right here, bring to mind one person or animal or being that supports and nourishes you. Something, someone who can bring just a little curl to the corners of your mouth. This act of gratitude is simply focusing on one tiny thought of something positive. And that's what can shift perspective. And it's a practice. Keep breathing. Tap into Ujjayi breath if you haven't already. So just as we come into this room, move our bodies, practice our yoga asana, this practice of gratitude takes repetition, attention, and awareness. Start to slowly make your way onto your back. So if you're already there, we will meet you. You can move the props out of the way, lie down, fallen bridge, feet wide, knees knocked together. Take your arms up over your head in a cactus or a diamond shape and feel a stretch across your chest. Breathe in, feel the air travel through the entirety of your system. And exhale, a gentle narrowing. I want you to think of that person, that being, an animal that brings a small smile to your face. Gratitude feels expansive. Take your right leg up to the sky, left leg straight to the floor. Interlace your hands behind your right leg. And then start to point and flex your toes. You can roll your ankle. Just get into the extremity here. Energetically send some love to your right leg. And sometimes we don't want to hear it. Sometimes it's not the ideal timing, but despite the limitations, the ailments, the injuries, this life is really abundant. We are blessed. We are here. We are able to move our bodies. Bend your left knee and place your left foot on the floor. Take figure 4, right ankle over left thigh. Energetically press your right knee towards the front mirrors. You could even guide it with your hand, just slightly if you'd like. The power of your breath to open up the areas that feel sticky. Please switch out your legs. So now the left leg will come tall, right leg long to the floor. Get active through both feet. And start to find movement through your top ankle, toes. Explore the foundation of your foot. Can you now bring one tiny little thought into your mind of a place that you are so grateful you were able to visit? It may have been the landscape or the people there. That's gratitude. Let it expand within you. Figure 4, bend your right knee, cross left ankle over right thigh. One tiny shift in the thoughts can change your perspective. Deep breath in. Easy breath out. With both knees bent, place your feet on the floor. Set up for bridge pose. It'll be subtle. Palms alongside your hips. Palms face down. Make sure all your toes are pointing forward. Inhale, lift your hips up, but just halfway. And a little sway of your tailbone right to left, side to side. It's really subtle. Place your tailbone down onto the earth. As you inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Keep your hips anchored down. Backs of your hands might reach the floor above you. And exhale, hands plant alongside your hips. Ground into your feet. Breathe in, bridge pose. Elevate your hips up. Anchor down through your heels and scrub them back. Let's go through those two movements. Exhale, tailbone down. Breathe in, arms overhead. Exhale, palms plant alongside your hips. Bridge pose, lift your hips up, elevate through the front space, the heart. One more time, hips down, arms up, palms plant. Bridge pose, lift your hips. Exhale, lower your hips. Drag your knees into your chest and give yourself a squeeze. You can rock around in any way that nourishes you. We meet in tabletop eventually. It may take several breaths and movements to arrive there. And the idea is just to make this practice really melodic, okay? So that the movements and the breath is like this offering of gratitude today. Tabletop, shift around in any way that feels good. So the freedom to move, cat-cows, child's pose, wrist stretch. And all that I ask is that the breath and the movement continue to build this partnership together. How does this practice of yoga allow you to express more gratitude? Meet me in tabletop after you have found some movement. Just gonna warm up the wrist so your fingers stay planted down. Inhale, lift the heels of your hands. You guys, no rush to join us, just when you're ready. And then exhale, lower the heels of your hands down, and you're gonna start to take that movement a little quicker. So the heels of your hands lift and lower, but your fingers stay down. Feel the forearms and the wrists, those tiny supporting muscles start to warm. You could always do one at a time as well if that feels better. Really good. Come back to tabletop, palms ground. As you inhale, you're going to take the right toes off of the mat. Come into a supported side plank. The left arm will reach back, up, and overhead. Good. So we're going to kind of take this into a flow of side planks. Take a breath in. Yeah, and then as you exhale, swim the arm forward and down, tabletop, readjust your feet. Other side, so now it is the left toes that swing off to the side, right arm up, big circle. We'll pause for a moment, stretch the side bodies, unlocking that space between the rib cage, building more room to breathe deep. And then we're gonna flow, one breath, one movement. So the right arm reaches forward and down, tabletop. Back to the other side, left arm reaches back, forward, big circle, tabletop, hands down. Switch it out. Do one more on each side, your breath and movement, some freedom to be in your body. We'll meet in tabletop once you're complete. Curl your toes under, sit your hips back into an extended child's pose. It's okay if the knees don't go really wide. Press into your palms really strong. And start to lift your head, gaze forward. Imagine your hands could drag back in space. So there's a little energy of dragging back, your heart surging forward. You'll lift up a little bit. And start to move back to shoulders over wrists. Widen your feet. Place the shins down, bend your elbows, and come into a variation of cobra. You can bend the elbows as much as you want to get low here. Press into the feet, press into your pubic bone, and surge your heart out and forward. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down, chest and chin to the earth. We'll rise up through tabletop or high plank, and then take it to down dog, hips high. Pedal out. Find the length through your spine, your sits bones reach up and back, really energize through your palms. What is one thing about you that you love? A physical trait, an emotional trait, personality. What is one thing about you that you love? Lift your heels really high, breathe in. Exhale, bend your knees, and in any way start to arrive at the top of your mat. It can be tiny little steps. That was awesome, Ali. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, spill to your toes. Rise all the way up, Tadasana. It could be a flat spine or a rounded back. Support yourself, what nourishes you. Exhale, hands to heart. Connect your palms. What is one person who brings a little curl to the corners of your mouth, someone who supports you, who's in your corner? That's gratitude. Breathe in, lift your arms high. Exhale, forward fold, bow to your toes. We're gonna keep this pretty simple. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, tuck and curl, tiny ball, forehead to knees, round into yourself and lift your heels. What's one thing you love about you? Root your heels, find halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Really reach through the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold. Tadasana, inhale, root your feet, lift your arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Press your palms together, widen your chest. Sweep your arms up, inhale. Exhale, bow and fold forward. Half lift, inhale. Tuck, curl, tiny ball, forehead to knees. Okay, your experience 3 more times this half sun A. I'll start you off and then you're on your own. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow to your toes. Tadasana, rise all the way up. Add on, subtract, whatever you want to do. Keep breathing and moving. You're on your own. Three complete cycles. There's no rush. Your movement, your breath, an offering of gratitude. How does that energize and expand you? You are complete. We meet down dog or child's pose, you choose. There is so much power in what we do in this room, and it's simple, it's movement and breath, but it is expansive. It's a practice. It's repetition. Let's meet in downward facing dog. As you inhale, ripple forward to high plank and pause. Suction cup up through the palm of your hand. Feel your fingertips anchor down. These look super strong. Let's take it to side plank, right arm high. Shift your feet. You always have the option for the bottom knee to drop, that supported variation. Back to plank, both hands down. Feel the fingers grip and shift sides. Left arm high. You can stack your feet, you can stagger your feet, or you can drop the bottom knee, lift your hips up. Awesome, Jay. Exhale, hands down. Take a breath in here. Down dog, elevate your hips back. Good work, right leg high. Breathe into the reach of your right heel. Exhale, right knee under body to the left elbow and pause. Stay here, plug into the fingertips. Suck your right thigh up and towards your chest and dome your back. Breathe in from the deep core. Extend your right leg up and back. Down dog kick. Low lunge. Step forward and through. Warrior one is your rise. Adjust your feet and come on up. Come into the depth of your front knee, 90-degree bend. Pull your front hip points up and see if you can snap the low belly in by imagining those hip points coming closer together. Press into your back foot. First, breathe in and feel that spaciousness through the side ribs. And then exhale slowly, arms out wide, interlace your hands behind you or opposite hand, opposite elbow. Breath in, lift your chest, surge high. And exhale forward, humble warrior, dive down. You're welcome to keep your one fist at your back or lift it. You can rest your right shoulder on your front leg or start to drip it inside the leg. Find some surrender in the root of your neck. Ungrip your toes. Keep the hinge of your body and take your hands to the floor. The support of your hands, cycle yourself to the left into a wide leg forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. It might feel good to shift laterally side to side, just a skosh. And then land in your wide leg forward fold. Ungrip your toes, yet transfer the weight more forward in the balls of your feet. Send your inner thighs towards one another and then rotate them back behind you so that your seat can widen. Base of the seat gets wider. Big breath in. Big breath out. Rather than wishing things were different, acknowledge and appreciate what is here. Okay, walk your hands to underneath your shoulders. Lift your shoulders. Think halfway rise. And with the support of your hands down, wiggle your feet just like one toe heel or two toe heels closer together. Good. Turn your toes out, your heels in. So I like to come to the balls of my feet, swivel the heels in, and then sit into like a wide frog pose. You can bring your elbows to your thighs. So the feet are planted really nice and even. Activate the outer glutes and slowly rise all the way to stand, star pose. And feel free to adjust your feet as you need to. Warrior two to the front of the room. Back foot might need to come wider again. Seal into your back foot and energize the inseam of your back leg. Take your right knee to the wall, which is behind you. Keep the depth of your lunge. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reach up, reach back. Take that victorious breath in through the entire right side rib cage, cracking open the walls, the resistance. We are challenged, there's no doubt, but there is also abundance. Okay, all as one unit, your back leg moves so that you can come to the ground, low lunge, hands spiral to the floor. Inhale, high plank to side plank, right arm high. Breathe in, Vashisthasana. Exhale, right hand down. You choose, hold high plank or chaturanga, or maybe lower all the way to your belly. Up dog, cobra. Down dog, hips high. Really nice choices, everybody. Take a breath in. Breath out. That's the reset. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, under body to the left elbow, pause. Come up to the tippy toes of your right foot. Suck your thigh up in towards your chest. Dome your back. It's active. Good. Left leg high on your breath in. Nice work. Exhale, low lunge. Step through. Find your feet. Find your foundation first and then rise. Warrior one. You can certainly take crescent legs if that is better for you by popping your back heel. Distribute the weight evenly into your feet. Breathe in, pull your front ribs back. Maybe your arms move back in space slightly so the heart becomes more open. Then swing your hands out wide, interlace, opposite thumb on top. It just feels funky. It's the one you don't want to do. Take a breath in. You can also be capturing the elbows. Exhale, spill into humble warrior. Dive forward. This practice does not have to be complicated to be really effective, powerful, and expansive. This act of gratitude can be one simple thought, and that can change perspective. Find some release through your neck here. Hands to the earth. Slowly pivot yourself around to wide leg forward fold. If some lateral movement feels good too, go for that. Let's take about 5 breaths here. And there's so much in the intuitive movement of what feels good in your body. Sometimes we're in the waiting zone, we're in the stillness. Sometimes we're in great joy or great hardship. And often it's really this flow state between it all, which is the middle ground. What are the tiny things that you can do to shift perspective? Come up halfway through your spine. Okay, you're a little more familiar with how this felt last time, so pick up your heels, pivot your heels and your toes out, and come into that squat. It's like a wide frog pose. I like the elbows on the thighs. Really like corkscrew down through your heels, use your glutes, inhale, rise all the way to star pose. It's like you've got like a deadlift squat. Breathe in. Take that expansiveness, exhale, warrior 2. Spin your left toes forward, adjust your feet. You get big through the expansion of your arms, this extension of the heart space. Send the lunge deep into your left knee. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach up, reach back. Integrate your left shoulder head back and down. Feel space from the left hip crease all the way through your left armpit. Big breath, drink it in. Slowly cartwheel to the floor, low lunge. So it's low lunge to side plank, basically. Left foot steps back and then open, left arm high. Lift your hips, rainbow them to the sky. Press down through your bottom hand. Grip the fingers. Left hand down. High plank, hold, or vinyasa through something that feels good. How does the space to be you expand this practice? We're going to flow that once, and then it's going to be like a ladder build, okay? Take a breath in, downward facing dog. Full breath out. Lift your right leg high, breathe in. Right knee under, body to the left elbow. Keep it high, suck it up, up, up. Inhale, right leg high, kick back. Exhale, step through to lunge. Warrior 1 or crescent, breathe in. Slowly, arms wide, capture right thumb on top or right elbow on top. Breathe in here, expand through your chest, pull your belly back. Hinge from the hips, humble warrior. Release your fingertips, hands to the ground, think halfway lift. Exhale, pivot to Prasarita, parallel feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, turn your toes out, your heels in. They might move closer together. Take your squat. Stay for the breath in. Anchor into your feet, breathe out. Rise up, star pose. Inhale all the way to expand. And exhale, warrior 2 to the front. Take it forward. Keep the lunge, reverse your warrior. Breathe big through the ribs. Exhale, hands down, float to the floor, side plank. Inhale. Exhale, plank. As you wish, flow through to down dog. Right in, the left heel lifts, breathe. Under body to the right elbow, keep it high, hug your thigh up. Inhale, left heel back. Step through lunge. Find your feet, rise, warrior. Exhale, left thumb on top, fingers clasp. Breathe into the chest and humble dive forward. So good. Release your fingertips. Think of a half lift here. Exhale, pivot around, quarter turn to your right, prasarita. We stay. Let's breathe in, half lift. And fold. Now moving on, halfway lift. Pick up your heels, spin them in, and come into your squat. Heels down, arms rise. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two, forward. Breathe in, reverse. Breathe out, hands down. High plank to side plank. It's the left arm high. Find that strength in your core. High plank. Move as you wish. We meet in child's pose this time. Take a breath in. Full breath out. What is one person, being that nourishes you? That's easy, an easy person to send gratitude to. What is one place you visited in your life that you are so grateful to have seen? What is one trait you can think of about yourself that you love? Slow rise up to tabletop. Good. Downward facing dog. Curl your toes and lift your hips. Got a lot more work to do in that flow. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, right knee under body and hold. Suck your thigh up towards your chest. Come to the left tippy toes. Start to kick your right foot through. You can land the foot or let it hover. Left arm high, fall in triangle. Now, if your foot is planted, start to bend your right knee. That's the bottom leg. And then cactus open through your top hand. So you bend the knee and then the arm. And that's optional if you're like, that doesn't feel good in my body. Come out of it. Down dog kick. So you straighten the arm, straighten the leg, kick back. Good. Exhale, low lunge, step forward and through. Inhale, crescent, lift your arm. Or warrior one, rather. Exhale, interlace hands behind you. Breathe into the heart. Your body knows this. Exhale, spill forward, humble warrior. Fingertips to the floor, inhale. Exhale, pivot, quarter turn, around, prasarita. Halfway lift, reach out from the sides of your hips. Exhale, spill down, forward. Come up halfway, rise to the balls of your feet and spin your heels in, squat. Okay. So from your squat this time, you can kind of like wiggle, like I'm wiggling the feet a little closer together because I can tell I need a bit more narrow stance. Take your fingers out and forward. All right. And then slowly walk your hands so that they're behind you and take a seat. You can keep these wide legs if that feels okay. This is like a seated prone frog. So arms to the inside of your shins, lift your heart. And if you just want to be unseated for a moment, we'll join you. How we doing? Good? The power of music, movement, and breath. Okay, so gently let that go. You're going to let both of your legs fall over towards the right side. So 90-90 legs. Hands come behind you for support. And just take your left hip and gently lift it up and lower it down. And you're going to do that several times. So it's just a little lift and lower. This is really nourishing for the hip socket. Okay. And then take the toes of your left foot and point them back. So you're kind of on that shoelace part. Right hand behind you. Inhale. Swim up to the shin bones and open your heart. Take the left arm up and back. Press down through your hand. Lift up through your chest. Good. Exhale, slowly lower. Lift both of your knees and let them now fall over to the other side. Okay, same idea here. You're just going to take your right hip and gently lift and lower. That's just really nourishing. Just take the time to be there. A couple more times. And then lower your hip, take your right toes and point them back so you're on that shoelace part of your foot. Left hand behind you. Inhale, swim up to the shin bones, reach your right arm high, open your heart. Of course, heart and side body opening allows us to welcome in a little bit more of what is abundance. Okay, lower your hips, lift your knees, and we're just gonna spin around and forward. Come to high plank, top of your mat. So eliminate the standing pieces of the flow. High plank. Take a breath in, full breath out. Start to peel your hips high, downward facing dog. Lift your left heel high, inhale. Exhale, left knee under body to the right elbow, pause. Suck your thigh up in towards your chest, squeeze, 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 and start to rotate into fallen triangle. So the left foot threads through, the right arm reaches up. You can ground the knife edge of your foot if you'd like. And that variation, if you want it, it's bend into the left knee and then cactus open through the right arm. It's just an option. Keep your side, fallen triangle. Whew, all right, little relief. Inhale, arm high, straighten your leg, thigh to chest, and then lift left leg high. Almost home, my friends. Exhale, step through low lunge. You got this. Inhale, warrior one or crescent. Exhale, interlace hands, left thumb on top. Breathe in and swell your heart up. Exhale, hinge to humble warrior. Fingertips to the earth. Breathe in, halfway lift in the spine. Exhale, pivot, prasarita, quarter turn right. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Be with me. Exhale, skandasana, right knee bends. Option, anchor your right arm to the inside of your right leg, left arm high, slight open through your chest. Good, left hand down. Other side, walk or lift yourself up and over, left knee bends. Anchor the arm to the inner leg and then lift your right arm high. Kind of hug up through the base of your pelvis so there's that stable foundation. Breathe in. Exhale, hand to the floor, back to your prasarita. Inhale. And then exhale, just walk yourself forward, high plank, top of your mat. Tap your knees down. Walk your arms forward. Puppy pose, anahatasana. You can rest your forehead or your chin on the mat. Find a little energy of your hands scrubbing back towards your shoulders, a little drag and pull. What we choose to focus on is definitely what thrives and snowballs. What are the reasons to rejoice in your life, even if they're tiny? Walk your hands back, curl your toes under, and sit back into toes pose for a moment. If you'd rather just point your toes back and be on the tops of your feet, that's fine. Okay, you guys are going to warm up your wrists a little bit. So I'd like you to roll your wrists. So we're moving into wild thing, but from a side plank variation. And then if you'd like, flashlight hands where the hands open and close, and that just builds some stability in the wrists and the forearms. Keep going, okay? So what we're going to do is move from a side plank. From side plank, we'll move on up and over. I'll guide you through this. And then do your best. You'll start to like elevate this top leg a little bit, even if it's just a tiny little bit. And then maybe you start to bend the knee and you'll step the toes behind. So the left leg stays straight or the extended leg stays straight. Tippy toes of the other foot, and then elevate your heart up and back. So instead of like scorpioning in the back, you know what I'm trying to say? It just kind of gives you a little bit more length through the entire body, okay? If you're skipping it, cool, child's pose. Otherwise, downward facing dog, just reset. Hopefully your wrists are warmed up. We're not going to be on them too long, but one last balance on the hands. Inhale, ripple forward to high plank. Use the pit of your belly to get there. Anchor into your core. Okay, the left arm will lift first. Left arm high, spin open to side plank. You're welcome to stay there. Lift your hips to the sky. Start to hover your left foot up. Bend the knee. Left knee bends. Tap the toes behind you. And the hips might lower a little bit and then expand into full wild thing. It's more of a side body opening. Breathe. Really breathe. Send it out. To get out, listen, I like to kind of lower the hips a little bit. Spin the hands together. Hands to the floor. Down dog. Or child's pose. Let's take child's pose just as a short intermission, okay? So we can give it our all on the other side. We've got time. Okay, this final big expansive shape, this active shape, can it be an offering of gratitude, sending out from your heart that person that brings a smile to your face, that place that supported you. Downward facing dog. Dial into the pit of your belly, your deep core, and from there, ripple forward to plank. Side plank, roll open, right arm high, Vashisthasana. Lift your hips and chin through the left side waist. Elevate your right foot, even if it's an inch. Bend your knee and step the tippy toes back. Hips might lower a little and then expand, open. Breathe big. Send out love. One tiny thought can shift perspective. Come out in the best way that your body cues you to safely. Good. Child's pose. Come up to seated. Extend your legs out in front of you, Janu Shirasana. And take your right leg out, bring your left foot to the center of your hips, kind of heel in line with pubic bone. And just square yourself up to your extended right leg here. Doesn't matter how wide, whatever feels good. Send the flesh of your seat back and start to send your chest out towards your toes, even if it's very subtle. It's okay if there's a bend in your right knee. Can you start to articulate the stretch to the center of your hamstrings? Often we get into the back of the knee attachments or the back of the hip attachments. Maybe that means you bend your right knee more or send your hips back further. Side bend from here. Take your right arm to the inside of your right leg. Left arm sweeps out away from you and then overhead. Let your right ear surrender to your right shoulder. Okay, you can stay here or variation. Left arm high. Spin your palm behind you and take a half bind with the arm behind your low back. Just let the back of the hand fall. That'll get into the neck a little bit more, which feels really, really great. If you've got the half bind, unwind your arm, hands out in front of you. Walk yourself to the center of your legs, and then once you get to the center of your legs, press yourself upward. Switch out your legs. I know that's very specific. It's okay if you do something slightly different. That's just what nourishes my body the most. I can only speak from experience. Okay, start to swivel yourself over the extended left leg. And find a lot of length first, and then hinge. Side bend from here. Anchor your left arm to the inside of your left leg. Sweep your right arm out away from you and then overhead. It's like a circular movement in the shoulder. An option for the half bind, your palm will flip back, thumb leads, right arm behind your back. Drape your left ear to your left shoulder. Unravel the arm first, hands to the inside of your leg, walk yourself to the center line, and then press yourself up. Good. Bring your legs straight out in front of you. And reorganize as you need to. Lower all the way down to your back, please. We will take a bridge pose. A pretty active, long set of bridge. If you'd rather take restorative, that's fine. Anchor into your feet. Ensure that you are really pressing through the big toe mounds, pinky toe mounds, and heels. Toes face forward, hips with distance in your feet. Press into your feet and start to lift your hips. You can one at a time fold your shoulder blades underneath you so that the weight is more to the top space of your shoulder blades. And then palms might press into the earth. They might interlace underneath your back. Surge your heart back towards your chin and your chin away from your heart. Slowly anchor your tailbone down. Knock your knees together, feet wide, fallen bridge. Hand to belly, hand to heart. Just like you came into this room and repeated poses, the repetition of posture. As a practice, gratitude doesn't require much. It can be as simple as sitting with one conscious, grateful thought at a time. It is a practice. It is a mindset. What are you choosing to focus on? Drag your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Keep your right knee in, your left leg long. So we'll take a twist. There's a different variation that serves you. Do that. Supine, if you're ready, guide your right leg across your body. It's okay if your knee doesn't touch the floor. Focus on the backs of your shoulder blades, anchoring down. With some belly and core engagement, come back onto your spine. Both knees in. Right leg long this time, left knee in. Find your squeeze, your hug. And slowly guide across your body, supine twists, your hips can stack. I know something in my life that shows up over and over again is this grass is greener idea. That this person has the greenest grass, that they have it going on, that is the life. And the truth is, the grass is greenest where you water it. What are you choosing to focus on? Unravel, come back onto your back. Hug both knees in, option for a happy baby or just a self embrace. Final Shavasana awaits you. Really mindfully send some gratitude to your body for all that it just was able to do. In this space where fatigued muscles get to really surrender into stillness, into grounding, relaxation, gratitude at its best. Start to welcome the breath deeper into your body. This force of oxygen, our breath, life-giving. Keeping so many of the systems of our physical body going. Hand to belly, hand to heart. Feeling the breath expand and contract physically. Here in this body, alive and awake. There's power in that. Stretch your arms up over your head, this kind of fresh breath of air, a fresh stretch, reawakening to this moment. Roll on to right or left side body. We've worked a lot on finding these one small, tiny, conscious thoughts to be grateful for. Reconnect with one of those, or find something different of your own. The practice of pulling back into gratitude. It's not going to be perfect. The repetition builds the habit. Come on up to seated. As you're ready, you can keep the eyes gently closed. Sit up tall and proud in your body, that body language, the signals that it sends to your brain. Take your palms together, center of your heart space. Recall that person or place or trait about yourself that you are so grateful for. And thumbs to the center of your forehead. And with so much gratitude to this community, to each and every one of you, I humbly bow. Namaste. Truly sending each and every one of you so much love as you navigate this summer season. Thank you for being here, for sharing breath and movement and the power of this practice. Be well. See you soon.